today's situation on frontline.
Well, the story you would like to share, Yuri, with your guest, if you'd like to start out with what's going on the high level, I'm happy to start out there. I really just wanted to give you the floor on this for people who've been following. But where would you like to start?
I think it's better to start from the 22nd of April.
Okay.
Because I think that today it's more important personally for me.
Yes.
And I would like to tell you about my co-worker and a veteran of war from 2015. He served in 72 brigade, mechanized brigade, and he worked with me for about 2 years as a financial analyst after he finished his service in army at Donbass, and he always dreamt about being a tank commander, and it's happened to be that last 24th of February, when Russian war reactivated with Russian invasion to Ukraine. He at the same day he called me and said that he will go to army again, to frontline, and for the first months he spent defending Kiev, and he came back to his native brigade, 72nd Brigade, and I was well informed about how he was doing, how he was fighting, and fortunately he even captured a Russian tank, T-72. Yes, the same as the number of his brigade, and he was fighting just on the northern direction of front line, because I am at the western part, at west northern, and he was fighting from direction of left part of left shore of Dnieper River, and it was the direction of which coming from Chernihiv direction, yes, that came down to Kiev northern borderline, and they captured Russian tank, and he was repairing and spent a lot of time there. And after Russians came back to under Belarus, after Belarus border, and regrouped to Kharkiv direction, he changed his place, and he went together with his brigade to Kharkiv direction, and I remember this day when I called him and I could not find I couldn't find his answers. I didn't take too much attention to this moment, because it was a few days before Easter, and I had some questions about his what he was doing, because he ordered some masking nets, and I didn't receive the answer from him. He didn't receive my call, but I was very busy. It's a few days before Easter when you prepare for all this stuff. Um, but last week I've heard a call from his wife, and she told me that he was killed uh, not far away from Kharkiv direction, and they were counter-attacking Russians, and they were fighting. Uh, their tank was fired, and they were running out of tank, and unfortunately he was killed. And but I know that he was worried very much about his team, about his command, because his mechanics and how it's called in English, who is directing, yes, who is recharging and directing.
The gunner, or
The gunner, yes, and the gunner, they were alive, and they had only light wounded. They were wounded lightly, and but two came to hospital, but just one uh, returned to the brigade just last week when we had funerals in Kiev, and the second will need some few weeks to come back to fighting. So I want to say about Andriy, his name Andriy Grigoriev, and now we have his daughter with us. I just would like to thank Andriy and all his family for letting him fight and letting him be so courageous, because just from the first day of when I met him, he was like very rigid guy, and he was very like edge corner when you are talking, when you are opening talks about the future of the country, about how he feels, and how he's how he feels. He was he was answering very like skeptically, and with irony. And when we argued with each other, he was very radical.
Mhm.
Also, I remember him because he, he didn't uh, tolerate any injustice. When he feels that something is maybe wrong and something could be going wrong, he always like almost like shouted or extreme reaction. So he was very like sensitive to injustice, and just also he was very active in going in all the actions, demonstrations to support veterans when veterans were somehow suppressed, somehow because veterans that are coming back home in peaceful situations, they are very different from those who live their usual lives, and usually people don't understand why. So he was very supportive to his brothers in arms, and also very important thing that his wife told me, and I would like Lolita to continue this. He changed. He was born in Dnipro. It is eastern part of Ukraine, and for all his life he spoke Russian. But a year ago he switched to Ukrainian, and I remember that it was very difficult for him, but he decided that this is extremely important for our victory, and this is important for changing our future. The deeper being real Ukrainian, you have to think in Ukrainian, you have to feel in Ukrainian, and it meant a lot for him. And as far as I know now, it it still means a lot for his family. So at this moment I would like to give a word to Lolita and let her continue.
Hi, thank you. Hello again, and I'm really um, I'm really happy to be here and share my father's story. So I would like to start from that it was very stubborn person and he liked to achieve the goals which he has in his head. So his journey in defending our rights, our freedom, started from 2013 when it was Maidan. In the center, people came and they wanted to scream about their rights, their opinion, and everything. So he was there and he was trying to go there, so passionate. Until we get the news, the first one, it was a war in Donbass. So in 2014, he couldn't turn his back on this situation and he went there. He was like normal, but he got rejection twice from the military. Couldn't like they don't want to take him because of his age. So it was like bothering him. He wanted to go there so bad, and on the third time he went there. So this person will not stop in front of any complication in his life, and he will do anything, whatever it takes. So after this, he was there, and he has a really not the best position at the beginning. So it was mechanic. He was doing this for a while, and he started moving in the direction he actually wanted to go. Next year he was like in a little bit higher position, and then he decided to go to a national guard of Ukraine, and it wasn't easy for him also. It was like a huge exam, physical and test exam. Tried his best to do it from the first time. Very first time didn't go so well, so he went there the second time and he won it. He did it and he actually went there. So he was so proud, and we were supporting him in everything what happened, just to see this fire in his eye. I'm sorry. Mm. And then, and then it didn't stop him. He went there. He was on a position, and he wanted to move to ride a tank because he tried it once, and it's just like it was amazing. So he finished the courses, the special one, and education. He got it. He came back and he started a position. But by the 2017 year, he was because of his health problem of the army. Like he was there for a long time, so he started having a problem. And they also said that it will be war. They won't ask him to come because he has the third group of disability, which is like not not connected to someone who will want to go to army. But we got the news that it was invasion of army in Ukraine, 24th of February. And of course, he will not stay home and just watch it doing nothing, even though just to take care of his girls, which is like I have also my sister and my mom. So he went there. He's been in a few places in Ukraine. And also this is how he ended up in Kharkiv to save the lives of civilians who are under the pressure of Russians. Just yesterday, I received the phone call from the army, and they said they will support him after his death for just being such a hero and all the time standing with Ukraine, for Ukraine, and defending our rights and our freedom. So just I wanted to say that this person was here at the beginning just to take all the rejection he got, just to go whenever he end up in this story. And we're all proud, my family, all proud of him. We would forget him, and I just wanted to tell this story so many people can know that there is nothing impossible in this life, and you need to stand for yourself, for your rights, for everything you want to defend in this life. And know that we have one more here in Ukraine. Thank you.
Lolita, thank you so much for sharing. And I know that every loss in war is very personal and very hard for families. So I know it's hard to even talk about this, and I think it helps everyone who cares about this fight understand the personal cost. So thank you for sharing.
Thank you for just inviting me and being able to tell them. It's very important
And
for my family.
Also, for everyone watching, we've put a link to Lolita's family's PayPal. If you want to donate to their family for support, we would like to encourage that. We actually, on borderlands.com.ua, we also have finally the app I've been speaking about to support people from Ukraine, but I wanted to especially highlight Lolita's family's case, and we just put their direct PayPal address in the link here. And Yuri, you worked with Andre for how long? How long was he in your company?
About 2 years.
2 years. And I know that you had a policy of hiring veterans as your company. And Lolita, your father worked for Yuri. How much time did he spend in active service versus reserves? I guess on the 24th of February he joined again, but what was the time he would spend working in the reserves between his work?
I guess he was always like, even when he worked, he was always searching news. He was always working on some ideas in his brain, and he also was all the time with Ukraine. So Yuri would say that this is true, that they talked a lot about this. He never let this idea go about the perfect future of Ukraine, and he wouldn't stand in a side and just watch what will happen.
Mm-hmm. And he'd always wanted to be a tank commander, right? That was his goal. And
in his team he was a tank commander, and he actually he wanted, and he wanted to join the project when war will be finished, but as still in.